Hail and well met, stranger. My name is Logan Bannister. I'm certain you've already heard of me, but I'll introduce myself for the hell of it. I wasn't exactly born into a fun, happy-go-lucky place. My mother was killed when I was 9 years old, and after that I was picked up by a group of orcs who took me to a big city. A big city where I just so happened to meet my future bandmates. We called ourselves the Maddening Monarchs, and we played all throughout the region to great acclaim. We even won a trophy. Despite our impressive renown, I was forced to leave the group due to threats from inside individuals. Next thing I knew, I found myself wandering around all of the known continent, meeting people, spreading wonderment, and, well, attending the occasional rave. In my current party, I'm generally the star of the show and the most impressive member of my accomplices. I try to spend most of my time focusing on helping my friends with their weaknesses. And let me tell you, they have quite a few weaknesses. Now, don't be a snake, be a good meat shield, and don't touch the glasses, and I'm sure we'll be peachy. Now, on with the show.
Hello, traveler. I'm Daraj Stormfoot. I was born as an outcast. Being a bronze dragonborn who enjoyed fighting was an oddity. Soon, I found myself sent to live among the Red Dragonborn clan, where I discovered my love for a good brawl. My trainer and friend, Zarek, told me of the sacred duty of the Dragonborn, our task, to guard the multiverse and keep balance in the cosmos. While I grew, an anger built inside me, allowing me to block out pain in a raging battle. Honing the power of the natural spirits around me, I fight with the might of a bear and other creatures whom I saw frequently while living amongst them near my tribal homeland. Soon, I left home and went out into the world, not quite satisfied with the waiting around kind of life at home. Now, I roam around, looking to maintain a certain balance in this world, and this time, I'll have a hand in it. Or a couple fists.
My name is Laszlo Debane. I'm a half-elf warlock sage with reddish-brown hair and reddish eyes. My early years are not important, but until recently I have worked as a researcher at a university, where I gained a rather loyal following. There I focused my research on different dimensions in far-off realms that nobody knows about, except for me. I was a bit reckless and gained a reputation for my dangerous yet promising results. But due to unforeseen and lethal circumstances, I was forced to leave, leading me to my fellow party.
Hello. August Xylendel here, everybody's favorite cool operator. Growing up as a blood elf in a high elven household had its difficulties. I was different from everybody else, didn't need to study like the other children, magic just came naturally to me, and I didn't really get it. Oh, I forgot to mention the fact that I'm also part draconic, and my adoptive family is a bunch of golden dragons. With that revelation, I decided that I needed to learn more about myself, and my family concurred, so they have sent me out to discover my history, as well as perhaps allow me to pick up a few arcane tricks of the trade along the way. With my faithful companion, the golden pseudo-dragon Ari, and my newfound friends at my side, I am ready to take on this world and find out who I really am.
My name is Buford Bonnock III, but my friends call me Thatch if I had any friends. I'm a spores druid who deals in all the icky, sticky fungi things. I'm a woodsman who knows his way around a forest, and if someone tells you that they know a guy, there's a 42% chance that it's me. I have yet to be seen out of my iconic leather suit that covers me from head to toe, and I love feeding fingers to my not-so-normal sparrow Penelope. So grab your own bucket of salted fingers, a vial of murky mystery liquid, and enjoy.
Yeah, there we go. It's
We're
out.
good.
There we go. Hey.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and all you lovely chaotic neutrals, to the newest edition of Tainted 20.
Hi.
Hey, let's do a roundabout with the tables. Say hi, say your name, say your character.
We don't have the headshots up yet.
Look at the
No,
camera.
no, no, no,
working on it.
We're getting there.
Not
We'll start
shaming
here.
him.
We'll go around.
I'm Ethan Fuller, and my character is August Xylendale, the Blood Elf Sorcerer.
Wait, did you say your first name too?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Jared, playing Daraj, the Bronze Dragonborn Totem Barbarian.
Next, I'm Alden Quinton, and I am playing Logan
Gomez
Bannister,
and Roach.
the human bard.
I'm Henry, and I'm playing Buford Bonnet III, but I go by Thatch, and I'm a Spores Druid.
Hey, I'm Alan. I'm playing Laszlo the Bane. He's a warlock. That's all you need to know.
And I'm Edward
It's actually too
Bramley,
much.
the DM, and we're going to go ahead and get rolling from the last session. So, last session, you guys were taken by the guy who's hired you on to do a job, Draco Yamare, and he brought you to his manor, showed you around. You each did some research, trying to find out various things related to each of your own machinations. Thatch and Laszlo were able to take some lycanthropy and actually turn it into a pill of sorts with some of their alchemical skills. So basically, they have werewolf on demand now.
My favorite shop.
$7.99 a month.
Dayraj and Argus did a little bit of research on some of the history of some of the dragon clans. And Logan did some singing, got really drunk, and
He threw a plate.
he threw a plate.
Or he cast in a plate.
But during dinner time, there was an attack on the manor from an undead giant, and the party were able to handle it pretty quickly. No real problems there. And then after the creature had been destroyed, a sort of image came out of a figure who Laszlo recognized as a fellow named Zebulon, a insane magic user who has recently escaped from a asylum. And upon pressing their host and boss, Draco, they were told that they had been hired to track down the lover of this, magic user, this insane guy, because Draco had been attempting to use her as leverage to control this guy and his group of murderous do-wrongers. And I guess that's where we're going to open right now, standing around the corpse of this giant.
Wait, didn't we just get past that? Because I remember carrying Thatch off to his bed. And
Yes.
put him into a suit.
I
Zebulon's
recall that as
figure has faded away. I don't believe we've gone to bed yet. Though if you do, if you have, correct me. I thought we were just all standing
Well,
outside.
he might have gone.
You might have gone.
Because
drugged
Thatch
myself.
drugged himself and
You
passed
drugged.
out, and I caught him, and I was like, oh crap, this was a bad
Yeah,
decision.
Laszlo's
That's
just like,
right.
bring him to our room. Not offering any help at all to the 7'2" giant.
Yeah. So that's where we're at right about
7
now. So
Sorry.
making your way up to the bedroom. Let's just go around, starting with Argus. What you doing?
I am heading up to my bedroom that I'm sharing with Daraj. So
You
I
two
guess
are at the bed.
I think I think we all did go to bed.
Did you go to bed?
I think we did.
We all
at
went
the
to the
end.
room.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's no way we ended
I went to
standing
my
on the
room.
corpse.
I didn't go to
near the
sleep,
corpse.
though. I was reading my book.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah, we
went
all
back
at
up,
least
but we
went
haven't
back
gone
to
So we'll start with you two, Dayraj and Argus.
Everyone leaves.
In your room, two of you alone together.
Right. Dayraj. Yes.
Jared's fixing the stream.
One quick
Yep.
sec.
What's wrong?
What's wrong with the stream?
Nothing. I'm
trickle.
adding something.
Okay, here we go.
There we go.
Has Herpa been missing?
So, like, it's foldable.
So,
it's
do you think we should talk to give my dad a call, see what he knows about this whole situation?
If you think he'll answer.
I think he will. Is there a mirror in the room?
There is a mirror. It's
Is it a
positioned on the.
Standing mirror?
It's kind of like a little. It's a little.
What?
I'm sorry.
Why?
I gotta
Please
check
check
the
the
box.
internet.
Did we go off?
Yeah,
Still?
what happened? We have internet. What the hell?
We crashed.
We're still recording though.
Okay, that's good. I just got a. So it says we're offline. What the hell happened?
Upstream.
I don't know. It says we're online.
There we go. Live. Okay, perfect.
There we go.
We're back up. Sorry about that. Working out the
Minor
kinks of this stream.
The button was
There
also
you go.
pressed.
Oh,
Oh,
that's why.
That's what happened. Okay.
Excellent.
The button went off.
There we go.
All right. So recapping, we are calling my dad.
Papa Ripstream.
Correct.
So yeah,
We are
Ari
calling
Ari is still curled around your shoulders. You know, getting ready. He's been chilling.
Right.
Yeah. So in your room, there is there's actually 2 desks. Each of them has a little mirror, kind of on a stand, kind of popping up a little bit. It's about the size of a dinner plate.
Mhm.
Pretty high quality, given of course the wealth of your patron.
Excellent. So I'm going to take Ari off my shoulder and kind of hold him in my arms and say, "Hey Ari, you give Dad a call."
He kind of looks at you and he says, "Sure you want to call him now? I mean, he might be going to bed."
Yeah, it's pretty important. He'll want to hear about this.
Okay, good deal. I can set that up. And
Yeah, I don't think sleep is
Ari
it's a major nod and go.
crawls down your arm onto the desk and he opens his mouth and begins blowing. Thank you. Blowing a kind of golden mist, sort of permeating out of his mouth, and it begins to cover the surface of the mirror, and it settles on top of it. This kind of vibrant glow, radiance coming off of it, and just it's hovering there for 30 seconds or so, and then figure begins to form in the mirror, and you can see the face of your father, Lysander, appearing. You can see the backdrop of his office behind him. He's sitting at his desk, and he looks at you and he says, "August, so good to see you, my boy.
Good to see you too, Dad. How are you? How's the family? How's everything going over there?
Everything's going quite well. It's been a bit of a trial. We're setting up a big feast for some of our acquaintances
Oh,
for the
excellent.
turn of the season festival.
Oh, excellent.
Mhm.
Bummed I'm going to miss that. That's always quite a party.
It is really. I am excited, but it's been quite a time getting the entertainment hired, getting everything put together.
Yeah. Well, I wish I'd had as good of a time as you. As so far, I've been beaten, kidnapped, and attacked multiple times. However, I did find some good companions.
Well, that's good to know.
And
Who's that behind you?
oh, this is Daraj. He's a bronze dragonborn.
One of the brothers.
Yeah. Yes.
What are you doing out of the mountains?
Personal reasons, man.
I like
Just out and about doing the good.
Doing the rounds. He told me basically he's doing the rounds. Kind of. That's what I got out of it.
Unfamiliar with the term? Probably accurate.
All right.
Doing the rounds.
Good to know we got some of you that are not just holed up in the mountains. There used to be some great adventurers back in my younger years that I knew. Great dragonborn.
We've been encouraged not to leave, but
Unfortunately.
not barred.
No, I can't do anything about that. You're your own people. Your own choices.
Right, so I was just calling because I had a couple of questions for you. We've kind of got ourselves in league with a interesting character, to say the least. What do you think, Daraj?
Pause for a second. Boys, I'm gonna have to ask you guys to step out for a sec. Sorry.
Hey, Milk with it's bull. I always have to go.
Oh, don't
That's
worry.
such a
Leslie,
lie.
it's fine.
You're gonna,
Yes, I do. I plan to not go. at
Everyone's
once.
gonna have to leave for you 7 times later in the session.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what I get for not choosing the world.
So
and
just,
that's how we do it.
just so you guys know, there's going to be some story-related stuff that these guys can't hear, or that we're going to try and keep them from hearing outside of character, just to keep the role play a bit more
To
natural.
Limit the metagame.
Yeah, limit the metagaming. So,
Exactly.
so here we go.
All right, so we have found ourselves in league with an interesting character, to say the least.
We might as well just tell them outright what it is instead of just dancing around it.
Okay, well, it's a purple dragon named Draco Yamare. Have you heard of him before?
Yamare. That name is quite. I can't recall where I've heard it before. That is very. But you say it's a purple dragon. Correct?
Yes. that
Well,
is
now
correct.
he's in the form of an elf.
Right now he's in the form of
As they do.
but-
There are, as we do.
Yes, so we're working with him right now. However, he's doing some shady stuff.
What sort of shady
He's in,
things?
does the name name
Zebulon?
Does the name Zebulon trigger anything as well? I for life me can't remember
Zebulon.
anything.
He's the one who put together the corpses, right, at the academy a few years ago. Kicked out.
Our specialist from the academy is not currently with us.
Especially, you have someone from the academy.
Correct, yes.
Who?
Laszlo the Bane?
That's right, yeah. The Bane.
Don't believe I've heard of him.
I think he's
Granted, there are a lot of people that are in
small
league with
on
the
the
academy.
scale of power dramatically threatening our world, but he was there at least.
Anyway,
He knows
apparently
of it.
this Zebulon guy, he's part of a group called the Rapscallions. They're a group
Yes,
of crazy
of course.
people from Rusta Sama, and Draco, our esteemed patron at the moment, was utilizing a woman, which we found out to be Zebulon's
Lover.
sister,
Lover.
something like that.
Well,
Anyway,
A woman of importance to
to
him.
him to
Significance.
control those, for lack of a better term, serial killers who are out now. Unfortunately, he no longer has the woman.
Out of the asylum.
Yeah, they broke out. The Rapscallion Zebulon,
That is
Rango,
concerning.
Dilma, Bonnie Burndike, Borg, and Gregory, and Mooney.
Some of those names are familiar to me.
Yeah.
I remember. Yes, some of them are familiar to me. That is concerning that they're able to escape. Though.
Yes, and now Draco doesn't even have control of them, and I didn't even think it was a good idea for him to have control of them.
Why was
To
he
be honest.
seeking control of them?
I don't.
That we don't.
He kept
We
that
haven't
close
gotten
to
it
the
yet.
chest. He's not being very forthcoming.
As a purple dragon is.
Yes,
Of course.
and
Power grabs and such.
Yes, I'm sure.
And so I don't know his ultimate plan, but it can't be good if these people are as bad as they say they are. He wants to control them. All he told us was he wants them to be under his control to gain more power to do more things, which is
Typical.
typical, yes.
Typical of a
Run
purple
of the
At
dragon.
least of what I've
Yes.
now know of them.
Yes.
That's all they're good for.
I was just curious about if you knew anything about this Draco or his family, and to what extent we should trust what he says, or if he's at all in any way, shape, or form, or should we just be completely just doing the opposite thing of what he tells us to do?
I would say
Or we could use
the name
discretion.
Yamare strikes in. I don't know. I'm going to go through the archives because that name is strikingly familiar. I can't recall
Okay.
exactly what I know it from. It's been years since I've heard it. But
He
it's
also is trying to hide the Dragon Ball from us.
What do you
From
mean?
you all.
What do you mean by that?
There was a book in the library that I found that had history of our clan and structures, but when Argus asked him, it was no longer there.
Yeah,
It didn't exist.
I asked him about if he had any books on dragons or any archived material on dragons pertaining to really anything Dragonborn dragons, and he said, no, I don't have anything in my library. I get the feeling he was lying to me, and I think the only reason that you found that book in the library is because it was just so small. They didn't grab it when they got rid of
He
everything.
might have been purging it or putting it aside. So
Yes.
no one learns, no one gets curious. No one
Interesting.
looks deeper in them.
Though, as from his position, that's rather normal. Of course, we try
Yeah.
and keep suspicions at a minimum. But that is concerning that he wouldn't tell the two of you, who have obvious connections to our society.
That's why I was curious.
Yes, I can't. I would tell you definitively to not trust him wholly.
Mm.
You know, maybe proceed with caution. Don't take him for sure to be malevolent, but remain on guard
Okay.
and proceed safely, obviously.
My question is, how bad is this Zebulon guy? I don't know very much about him.
Zebulon,
And he seems to be the other side of this coin, so...
Zebulon is a tricky case.
We have to confront Lazio.
And the rapscallions, some of the rapscallions
he
are...
should know something.
Yeah.
Yes, and if you have a member of your party that's a member of the Arcana, I highly recommend you ask his advice over mine. I have no exact ties to the academy. I just try to keep abreast of everything that's happening. And I remember the Zebulon incident. There were a number of students that were turned by Zebulon, and it was
As in
a bit,
fanatically.
no, as in resurrected after being killed.
Okay. So he dabbles in necromancy. That makes sense with the giant.
It's nigh.
It must be.
It's nigh scientific what he does, though. It's almost not magical.
Okay.
It's something simpler yet altogether more complicated. I obviously have not made any study of it myself, but
Non-magical, you say.
I don't. His source of necromancy. He's not a natural-born necromancer. If I recall correctly, he made specialty with lightning magic of some kind, storms, but he also is able to manipulate, much like the gnomes do, technology to extreme amounts, and is able to use it to further his own ends.
Interesting.
Whether that's magical or just an extremely advanced mind, I am unsure. I'm unsure.
Right. Okay. So we'll update you when we find what the effect of this woman is.
Yes, and
Because tomorrow
I'm
we're supposed to go
curious.
for her.
I'm
Go
curious
get her.
as to how wrong Zebulon is in this instance. Is the real question that I have.
I said proceed with caution when dealing with Draco. When proceeding with Zebulon, employ even more. Be very, very cautious. Although those who are insane can almost be trusted more than those who are sane in certain instances. But do be cautious when dealing with him, and all of the rapscallions for that matter.
Well, I've got a personal problem with one of them, so
Which
it's
one?
going to be interesting. Rango.
What happened?
Rango Dilmar. He's the one that was traveling. Well, I met him on the road. We were traveling together, and at least to the next town. And next thing I know, he's knocked me out, and I woke up in a loincloth in a cage underneath a hunting lodge. So luckily, I got out pretty easy, and I found these wonderful folks. So I guess it was kind of a blessing in disguise. But
I'm just glad to know you got out. All right.
yeah.
Wonderful. All right. And besides that, everything is going well. How's Ari?
Ari's good. We had a little bit of a scare because we were separated when I was knocked out, but I was able to find him in my other effects. So,
Perfect.
and I met Diraj, and he's been giving me some good insights into the questions that I've had and been traveling about asking. So,
Perfect. Well, Diraj, I humbly thank you for taking care of my son.
Just keeping the blood intact. So
I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Our culture is a rich one, and it is important to protect it.
Indeed.
Yes.
Well, I will give you a call back if I find anything out.
When you call back, I will go through the archives, and I will let you know what I discover on the Yamare.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Father.
Yes. All right. Be
Good
careful,
night.
son.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Enjoy the festivities.
I will. Good night.
Good night.
And the mist kind of begins to fade out from the mirror. And Ari, who has kind of been in a little bit of a trance for a little bit, pops out and says, "Did he ask about me?"
He did, Ari. I told him you're doing well.
Wonderful. I am. I'm doing great.
Fantastic.
All right. I'll get the others.
Awesome.
Fair enough.
Hey, guys.
All right.
Come back
So now we have to
We gotta
confront
talk
Laszlo, and Laszlo's gonna be a bitch about getting out there.
We're gonna have to talk to him.
But maybe he'll relax if he.
Give him some information.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you say? You might not want to get too comfortable.
Yeah. None of us should be that comfortable. From what we just learned, everyone's gonna be up and down and out.
This is gonna be, I think, a big one where it's like just in and out, in and out. We have to talk to you, and you have to talk to him.
We
and we have
just
to do
need
this.
earmuffs or something.
No spoilers. Can we just need like
Yeah,
noise
yeah, no
noise
spoilers,
canceling?
please.
Did you say Alden specifically? You might not want to get comfortable.
Well,
Not to these two.
we're gonna
just
go to-
me,
we're gonna go to-
specifically Alden.
We're going to go to Alden next, actually. So what are you doing when you get up to your room?
Well, actually, the first thing
RP.
I do is I'm carrying Thatch's like limp, gangly, gangrenous body
I don't have gangrene.
You probably have
I definitely
gangrene somewhere on you.
Everyone get the links.
Maybe not
Yep.
infecting you, but in a bottle
somewhere. Okay, fair enough.
Pull this fuck up my.
And I'm carrying him just like, I'm not a very
Yeah.
strong man, so I'm just kind of like trudging through, carrying this like, I'm imagining you talking.
Like spilling over every inch of you, like you're holding.
Like
it,
at some
like
point,
an arm is dragging.
At some point, I'm just
couple
carrying him
legs.
by the legs and just dragging him
No,
down the
I just want
hall.
to make sure that
And like your
Down
head
the stairs.
I'm right
And
behind them, just reading my book as I walk.
Taking
And,
notes.
and like when I get to the door, I unlock it. And I'm like, "Thanks, Laszlo, for the help." And I just like pull him in more. It's like dragging Waluigi. And I get you to your bed, and I'm kind of just drag you up, and kind of nice, but not terribly. I'm just gonna like plop you on your bed, but make sure that you don't like fall off.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I'm spilling off the bed anyways because they're human-sized beds.
Ah, filthy
So
degenerate.
they're elf-sized beds.
They're elf-sized.
Yeah,
beds.
they're even smaller
They're
than
even
humans
smaller.
on the average scale.
Also,
So
thank
you
you.
just passed out.
Yeah, I'm out for now.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right.
And yeah, I just pass him out, and I'm like, so
Thank you for the help.
Okay.
yeah,
You can go.
I assume.
You leave?
Yeah, I leave.
As soon as
Hold up. Oh, we're gonna do Alden first.
Oh, I get a thing.
If you're going back, yeah. Well, I mean, it's whatever you want to do at your room.
Well, I'm
We're
just
gonna
gonna
take
go to
those.
my room and. I don't know.
Did you break the mirror?
Oh yes, the mirror is indeed broken.
Actually, as
Actually, no, it's not broken. It's just down. I didn't break this one.
as you walk into the room, you see the mirror is back in its upward position.
And I'm like,
It's just
huh.
I mean,
yeah,
probably.
I
It's
was
just like this place is haunted. It's like actually,
I'm
just
not,
the maid.
like, I was about to be like, oh my god, haunted, but then I was like, no,
The
I've been to
twin
a
maids.
hotel before. I'm just gonna be like, huh. Well, thanks for the courtesy, and I'm just gonna knock it right back down.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna go and sit on my, like, shut the door, lock it, and I'm just gonna be like, sit on my bed and just like,
why?
so there's a giant zombie and we're fighting
Why?
psychopaths, and I'm in my room by myself. This is like one of those horror books where I'm gonna get picked off first.
Battle buddies.
These are my battle buddies. I have no
Always bring
battle
your- always
buddy.
bring your buddies.
I have no battle buddy. Well, when you have a friend over for the night, they're just gonna have to bunk with me, I guess. Or you're just gonna watch.
I'm gonna hear somebody and then just lock my door.
Just knock, knock, no answer. Knock, wham! It's like slam the door. Oh, sorry, I thought it was stuck.
Sorry.
Like it was locked. Like not
Alright,
anymore.
So what's happening?
And I'm just like sitting on my bed. I have nothing interesting to do.
Skip.
Yeah, skip me.
Next to the
So
interesting.
as soon as the door closes from Logan leaving,
You get up.
no, I don't get up. I don't get up.
He's like, oh,
Just-
thank
Yeah,
God.
that was
He's gone.
Yeah. Give you back. No. So as soon as the door closes, just these kind of like green wisps kind of start to crawl over my body. They look like vines, and then they start to blossom to reveal more black flowers, just kind of cocooning me around my body as I kind of lay there in stasis from the horse tranquilizer that I took.
Okay.
I go over and take one of those flowers. Like I start cutting them and taking a couple.
What to do?
And then immediately after touching, what do you touch first?
I touch like the stem of it, and like start to cut it.
Immediately upon touching it, around all of the vines, just thorns start to like sprout out. They don't shoot out; they just start to grow all around.
I would hope that it would shoot.
Yeah.
Jesus
It just
Christ.
blinds Laszlo.
Just touches it.
My eyes!
The whole wall's littered.
Yeah.
He's like, and like gets off the wall. And it's like an outline of his body and needles.
No, just covered in thorns.
Pass it in. Laszlo is dead now.
Thorn injection.
Ooh, he's actually writing notes for his notes. How
Hey,
interesting.
I can't keep bullshitting this anymore.
I can't either. Which is why I don't take notes.
Bring a notebook. Bring a notebook.
This one.
Anything else, Laszlo?
I go
Hey,
over to
hold
my
on.
go over to
There's
my
paper
bed
here
and like
for
just start
Alan.
reading my
Pass him the whole
copy
binder.
of
There's paper in here for Alan if you want it.
Gods of the Races. I start reading Gods of the Races.
All right.
Oh, I didn't even find a book. I can't even do that.
Thanks, game.
Going through game. You have yourself to blame. It's a role play game.
It's
And you just aren't good at playing a character.
So
your character
yes.
has no
So,
likability.
going through, make just a general, make just a general, I guess, intelligence check while you're reading it.
Oh, I like this.
17. Don't
Yep.
get too
Reading through
Ooh, Alan's first roll in it.
reading through the book. It's you got 17 plus intelligence.
Yeah, that was just 17.
There's
So reading
actually
through-
there's weights in here to make sure that you always roll high.
Magnets.
It's just going.
By the way, I've realized I had the luck feat, and I haven't used it once. I'm so mad. I could have used my otherworldly luck to find a good book.
Yikes.
So as you are looking through gods of the races, it looks to be broken down by section. There's a section for humans. There's a section for elves. There's a section for dwarves. There's a section for tritons, and also for Yuntai. And going through it, the humans and the dwarves both seem to have pretty diverse types of gods that they deal with. Very pantheon-esque. You know, people worshiping different deities, depending on where they're from, what they hold dear. Elves and tritons seem to have it's less of a religion and more a deep cultural respect for the Fae and some of the more powerful Fae beings that exist in the world. And the Yuntai, it's an entire section of the book on the Al-Akia, which, as you're reading, you learn to be the God King of the Yuntai. Q-U-I-A, I believe. So it's the Al-Akia.
Silent.
And it's you learn it. It's people actually don't know if it's the same, if it's always been the same individual, or if it shifts and it's just they all look the same, or what it is. But it's a Naga, a very powerful Naga, who rules the Yuntai, and is basically worshipped as a pharaoh of sorts.
Okay.
So that's what you glean from the gods of the races.
Anything about like God Bane?
God Bane is in the human section. You learn that he is the god of tyranny, is generally worshipped by some of the more violent people, but a lawful evil type of god, so to speak. You know, he's evil, but he's always found in conjunction with one who is believed to be his twin, Baal. B-H-A-A-L.
I'm glad that we can make fun of them that easily.
Bane and Baal. And Baal being the god of murder.
Oh, wonderful.
It's neat.
Lovely.
Yep. And then looking through it, you see that they seem to have, with that high intelligence check, you seem to glean that they have a rather, almost a rivalry relationship with the gods Tyr and Helm, gods of justice and protection, respectively, who are brothers. Not twins, but brothers. That's what you glean from that book.
Alright, what time is it about now?
It's getting a bit late, probably 9:30.
Exact time.
Fuck you and your keen mind.
9:30.
Keen
Tick
mind. It's
tock,
9:47.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
9:47. Alright, I go over and make sure the door is locked. Okay, and I start getting ready to go to bed.
Okay.
He gets in his footy
My
pajamas.
jammy jams.
Oh, as an extra, the only other thing that I can do, I do the extra locks on my door once I get on.
Yep.
The flowers
If he goes in
covering
to a corner and
thatch.
we can't get to him.
Oops.
You have a barbarian.
Yeah, that's right.
The
With a
flower,
great axe.
the flowers
That's
that are
Let him.
the flowers that are covering Thatch all begin to wilt, and then he begins convulsing violently.
While you're getting ready for bed.
I don't know. I guess I can take notes.
Just
They
sits
say-
down to watch.
They say to put someone on their side when saving them. I am not saving.
And then after after a bit of
No.
convulsing, kind of like zombie out of grave style, just sits up, reaches in, pulls out a thing, unscrews it, drains the black liquid, closes it, puts it back in his jacket, and slumps back down.
Throw something at him to see if he's awake.
Throw a brick.
What gives?
I was checking to see if you were awake.
Making sure you're still breathing.
Could have asked me.
I don't think. I threw something. It worked. I know now.
Fair enough.
What was that you just took?
Heroin. My mystery liquid. What I've been drinking this whole time.
What is this mystery liquid?
Herbal concoction that I take daily.
Why was it that when I cut the flower, it all just turned to spikes?
What flower?
The flowers that were blooming over you while you were sleeping.
Does a confused head cock in your direction.
When you were asleep, the vine started to wrap around you, and then when I went over to cut the flower that had sprouted from them, the thorns and spikes started coming.
Thatch turns to look around his bed. All the
Flowers are gone.
yeah, they've all dissipated, kind of melted away.
including the one you cut off. You notice is sort of wilted and vanished.
Yeah, this. What?
I was just looking at it.
Very interesting.
It was just there.
Did you take something that I gave you at some point? You know, for. Are you high?
I am not high. I saw the flowers, and I cut it, and I had one of the flowers to study.
Yeah, Thatch looks at the camera and just shakes his head.
Wrong camera, dude.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, no fourth wall break.
like from the
He does
office.
the Jim look at the
Yeah,
camera.
it's just like, no.
He's like the.
Just he's just kind of continues his confused head tilt at you as you babble like a crazy person.
There's a flower.
Ironically, you're the crazy one now instead of Thatch.
Oh, how the turntables have.
How the turntables have twist.
A twist. How they have twisted.
Very interesting. No, you can go back to sleep now.
I don't sleep.
What do you do?
That was a drug-induced stasis. I do not rest.
Okay. All right.
The internal bleeding won't allow
My eyelids.
Where's Penelope? Is she still in your top hat, or did you take your top hat off?
No, my head is got
That's where he
You
resides.
take off your hat.
Yeah.
Penelope's just wrapped in a vine, just like.
All right, I leave him alone, and I just keep reading my books.
Speaking of, I take off my hat, hold up my big hand. Penelope lands in my big hand, and I kind of just start stroking the feathers with my little long fingers.
Question:
Answer.
does Penelope just look like a bird most of the time?
Yeah. Except when he's eating.
Then it's like.
Yeah, no.
Yes, Penelope is a girl. For those of you who
No,
God,
Penelope
he's
is
a
a
guy.
guy.
He's a guy.
Penelope is a guy.
Penelope's
Penelope
just
is
for
my
everybody
sparrow.
to.
We have the visual aid.
We have a little bit of a visual aid, but they will not be able to see.
If they're not completed, then no, throw one from the main camera.
This is Thatch. That's Penelope.
Growing out of his back.
Yeah, my little.
Not growing out of his back,
Sorry.
but like.
Peeking around.
Headshots next week.
Yeah.
Woo!
But yeah, so I'm just Penelope just looking like a normal sparrow right now. I'm just kind of giving him some love.
Just going to bed, Laszlo?
No, I'm asking that. What type of bird is that?
A sparrow.
What is not a sparrow?
Hell no.
Who's the woodsman here? You or me? And it is my sparrow, not yours, so I deem it a sparrow.
I don't think that's how animals work.
What kind of proof do you need?
I guess you have me there, but
Penelope!
why does
Open your mouth!
And just does a little There's a little bird. Open it up. It's a little
Choo choo.
Yeah, there's a little turd. There's a little turd.
You're being gaslighted by that. He's messing with me. I have to go along with this.
But I
Sparrow!
but I saw it last time open up and there were all those teeth in the tongue.
Oh, you mean this?
His pocket pulls out a finger, throws it up in the air. Penelope's jaw immediately unhinges, revealing a ton of little needle teeth and a long tentacle tongue that just latches out, grabs the finger, brings it back in, and closes.
Why does it do that?
Genetics, of course!
Years of inbreeding.
He likes fingers!
He's always
How
done
did
that.
you come into possession of Penelope?
Well, Penelope actually is acquainted with my good friend Chavez. I do deals for Chavez every once in a little while, and he gives me the things that I need for my research. And Penelope is a messenger for Chavez, but he resides with me most of the time. He has a psychic connection to Chavez, kind of like a pigeon.
Ah. All makes sense now.
Intriguing. Truly.
This is what it means when there's an intrigue campaign.
So these two are having this conversation. Those two are having whatever balls dad conversation they're having, and then it's just me like
Balls dad conversation. What is that?
crazy. Sorry,
was
I
it.
used.
He was
Terrible.
talking
Yeah,
about
he was talking
balls.
about the ball.
Ah. No, but like you guys were talking about your dad, and we had to leave the room because
Yes.
he got too crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
And I'm just in my room, just like, I wonder what's for dinner tomorrow. What was the name of that? Like,
Any more
So-
questions?
Not at the
Second.
moment, no. So you can go back to whatever you're doing.
I never stopped.
Answer. Answer. Was that in character question?
Continues
Yeah.
petting.
Oh, well, he's- I don't know.
No, go ahead. If Alden
Go
wants
ahead,
to
Alden. What's your question?
oh,
Is it an in character question?
Yeah, it's not an in-character question. I
Oh,
wanted to
then
do
go for
something.
What do you want to do?
I wanted to, because I literally have nothing to do, and I'm not a very sit around do nothing person. Logan just kind of like sits up and he's like, "There's gonna be something to do around this place, so I'm gonna find that." And he just, yes, he talks to himself. It's crazy. He's like a main character from a children's cartoon, and he unlocks all the padlocks, puts them back in his bag, unlocks the door, and then walks out into the hallway.
Yep.
Takes an apple, takes a crunch, and he's just gonna start.
Oh, what an
walking.
asshole! What an asshole!
Yeah.
What an asshole!
It's actually, these apples are starting to age a little bit, so it's like, it's less of a crunch and more like a. They're not like
Squish.
bad. It's just like
Squish,
when an
squish.
apple isn't crisp anymore. It's more
That's
just
the
like a.
worst.
It's not worth eating at that.
They aren't.
I would.
worth-
Thatch
You baked with them.
Thatch
at that
prefers
point.
raw apples over soft apples.
Thatch
Or not
prefers-
raw. I
raw
meant rotted. Yeah, raw.
Well, yeah.
Thatch
I was gonna say,
prefers
how do
most
you get
things
raw apples? They just
But
apples.
I'm gonna walk around the halls. Do I
Not
see anything to do or fun?
Just this floor, or you make
Well, just the
Yes.
entire room.
It's
Shit.
floor.
Roll investigation, I suppose.
Oh, like floors on the floor.
That is 16 plus 2, 18.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how you define fun. I mean, a couple of the household staff are outside, looks to be cutting up the body of the giant, moving it out of the main area outside the front.
That's manual labor. No.
You see getting up to the library, has a ton
Actually,
of books.
I want to try to go find Draco.
We'll try and find
I have
Draco.
not had a single conversation with Draco this entire game.
Yeah.
And I want to.
Correct. There you go. It's back
Okay,
on now.
sorry about that. So
We're good. No,
okay.
it should be
Is
good.
that the only one that has audio?
For now, yeah, I can turn them on, but then it'd be like just a
Wow.
shit
Yeah,
ton of
that's true.
Okay.
echoes and stuff.
There we go. Fixed it.
Yeah, you're good. Go for it.
So yeah, you opening this door, you make your way into the conservatory at the back of the big manor, and get hit by, immediately like a tropical warmth, which is reminiscent of some of your younger days. It feels kind of humid, and you can see like even though
It's like winter, right?
yeah, even though it's wintertime, you can see little like beads of water, forming kind of around on the glass, and you can see in the middle there's like what looks to be almost a reclining kind of chair set up, and Draco appears to just kind of be kicked back, relaxed next to this big fountain in the middle, just kind of chilling, in this kind of warm, sort of tropical area. There's a ton of plants, there's some trees, and he's just kicked back. He's got most of his robes off. He's just kind of wearing like a loose-fitting shirt and pants. He's just
I'm just gonna do like the kind of awkward. I'm just gonna walk in and like wave and go like, "Hey,
Logan,
yeah,
how are you doing?"
I'm doing good. I would like to talk about everything that just happened. So we're fighting psychopaths now on a gig that I thought was just going to go save a little girl, I thought.
That would be an accurate analysis of the situation, yes.
So you... Okay, let me get this straight. You tricked me into risking my life on a daily basis.
I didn't trick you so much as presented in a way where you thought you were safer than you were.
I mean, that's still incredibly shitty. You do get that, right?
Let me put it this way. Do you feel better now that you know?
No!
My point exactly. You don't feel as safe and as secure now.
But do you want to know what I would have done if you would have told me this up front?
Not particularly.
Not taking the job! I have a few things that I want to do before I die. Die is not one of them.
Die before you die.
Same. I mean, I'm right there with you. I'd like to try and keep alive. Hence why I hired you all to take care of the murderous psychopath who has my name on his list.
Okay. Now, I'm coming to you honestly.
Yes.
Is there any more insane bullshit that's going to show up in the next 48 hours that I need to know about? Insane bullshit.
What do you mean? I mean, I've told you about the rapscallions. I don't know exactly.
I've told you. A rapscallion? I don't know. Is there like one of those giant worms festering underneath this castle? Are we going to be enslaved by a magical I don't know anymore. We got sent zombies after us. Giant I've never even seen a giant. And yesterday I saw both a zombie and a giant and a teleporting insane man who is the leader of asylums worth of other insane powerful people who are all out to kill you and by proxy Mom. Is that it? Do I got it? Do I got the gist, basically?
Yes. That's a rather accurate analysis of the situation.
Now let me repeat myself. Is there any more insane shit in the next 48 hours that you can tell me now so that I don't get killed or scream? Because I will do both, most likely.
I mean, I've told you what I know about Zebulon and about the other rapscallions that I know who, could be with him. And tomorrow I'm going to show you, the room that she was taken from. We're going to try and track her down. We know which direction that she went, and Madge saw her escaping, and I've told you what I know.
Another question.
Yes.
Are we the bad guys? Because you kidnapped a lady. I know that now. That girl who you said was like your sister or whatever the hell was actually a kidnap victim that you stole. 'Cause you're Bowser.
Who's Bowser?
Dragon King somewhere. I don't know. Not canon. Didn't say that.
You have to understand my.
Didn't say it.
You have to understand my position here.
Don't count as canon.
These people are a threat to myself and the general area, and let me enlighten you into my thinking on this.
Yeah. Give me a little bit.
The man that spoke to us, Zebulon.
Yeah, Zebulon.
Batshit crazy.
I'd assume.
But he has one person that he truly cares for.
And it's the girl who you kidnapped, making him mad at you.
Yes, but my plan was to use her.
But that plan went wrong, didn't it? Real fucking fast.
Hence me hiring all of you to help correct my error.
Uh-huh.
And I do not admit my own errors lightly.
Okay.
Sounds like a you problem.
I mean, I'm in the same boat. But I have another question. This one's a little more personal.
Yes.
Why me? Nothing about anything about this is hero valiant, want to save the day for the good of the people. I'm a bar performer.
Look at what happened.
I am a
Look at what just
bag.
look at the little conversation we've just had. You got me, the one who is inarguably the greatest member of this household, to admit that he was wrong about something.
Yes.
We are dealing with people that are incredibly unstable, incredibly off the walls, and we need somebody that is able to talk to them.
Like they're people.
Yes!
Okay.
Take a look at the others in this party. Do you really think the woodsman would be able to adequately handle a social situation?
I don't think the woodsman
Do you
can
really
handle
think
much.
that Laszlo is brilliant? There's no way that he could.
That's right.
There's no way that he could handle something that is socially intricate at all.
I do know.
Dayraj is a goddamn dragon.
I do not. I know exactly what you're doing, and you're flattering me, but you're doing well.
He's a
He just
goddamn
literally-
dragon.
But does they not know you're a dragon?
He knows.
Yeah, but he just told somebody who didn't know.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, he's dragonborn. I'm not.
He knows.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. All right, just making sure.
I was curious.
It's
Okay, whoa.
backstory, man.
He actually called me a full-blown dragon, which is actually misleading as hell. I'm
I
a
just
quarter
assumed
of the
he
size
meant
of a
Well,
real
everyone just
dragon.
laughed me out.
Because I do not.
Yes, I
think
mean
that-
dragonborn.
Yeah, no, I didn't even.
The
Have that.
goddamn
I do know what
black
you're
elves.
doing.
Don't get me started on him.
I do know what you're doing. You're
Just
flattering me
tired.
so that I don't continue to yell at you.
And that is why I hired you. You can read this.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
Hiring somebody to be the face of a group is not uncommon, and it is not a bad idea.
now one more thing.
And
please.
out of this group, besides maybe Argus, you have the prettiest face.
Hey, that is incredibly.
Committee vote. Not the face. Not the face of the company. We'll Zuckerberg.
Also, we don't know what Thatch looks like.
Anyone who wears
Thatch
a
is
mask
gorgeous.
continuously cannot be.
But okay, speaking of Thatch, I do have another
I never
question.
wear a mask. Yes.
Was he on purpose,
The
or was
mask
he
is
some
in the room.
divine accident? Did you mean to bring him?
3 taps to turn it on.
Thatch was.
3 taps to turn it on.
I have a contact who I had hire a woodsman, and I told him to find the best one. And
He failed,
apparently,
apparently.
well, we haven't seen Thatch in action.
Oh, we have, and
I'm
he throws
inclined-
bugs at people.
Effectively!
I
You threw that out of nowhere.
From the vents.
I'm gonna be honest, he works well and he does his weird thing really well. He heals and he does
Voodoo man.
voodoo magic. Hey,
Exactly.
voodoo.
Each of you has your own type of skills that are pertinent to this type of mission. Something that can work together. Each of you, there's a situation where each of you could handle that situation. From what I've thought out, and working together, you could find some sort of team.
Okay. Yeet. That is convincing. You have managed to subdue my questions. Good job. Round of applause.
He's saying
Next.
this out loud as character.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's in
Yeah,
character.
he is.
Yeah, he's in.
Next question. How much we looking for killing big old giant zombie brains?
Zebulon?
No, not Zebulon. The giant thing that we killed.
I thought that was understood to be part of your contract.
It's not a royalty deal. We don't get. It's not every kill you get 100
do-
gold.
I have worked for royalties before.
It's not Warcraft. It's like I kill this boar. 10 cents.
I am good with that. That would be the best
If
system.
I kill a million boars,
Um,
I have 100 cents.
So,
Barbarian math.
Barbarian
so-
math.
let's clear this up. In the next 48 hours, there is nothing that you know about that's going to come out of the woodwork and get us killed.
Not specifically. I know certain details relevant to. Well, I'll show you tomorrow morning what I know when we go over how I think she escaped.
Also,
What I think happened.
one other question. I know that Argus is a big dragon dude. We won't be working with dragons, will we?
I can tell you assuredly, as far as I know, there will be nothing having to do with dragons.
I just not a big fan. Personal reasons. I'm going to incite the hell out of that because he added so many. As far as I know, the things that I believe, I do not think so.
You can go ahead and roll an insight.
Oh, I forgot I suck at insight. Oh, well, never mind. No, I don't. That's a 21.
Yeah. Seems to be on the up and up.
You rolled really well.
Or he didn't.
Or he wasn't lying. Ooh. Mental games.
Okay, and,
He either rolled deception or persuasion.
like, and if there are dragons, at any point, we won't have to, like, we'll just be able to kill them, right? Like, not working with, just...
On the off chance that a dragon shows up.
I've heard of the ones that work with people. I'm not my big go-to.
Why is that?
Not very nice.
Why?
Do we need to leave?
Do we need? Yeah. Do we need?
I would like...
Backstory things?
Yeah.
Get out! Get out all
It's not. I'm not gonna go
Seriously?
terribly. Oh, do I get to do this?
If
Do
you
you-
want.
do you want us
I'm
to
gonna
leave?
go a little bit.
You guys can step out for a
Not
second.
terribly though.
You just
I'm
walk to the. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, just walk into the other side of the room.
Or like a 30-second backstory drop.
You suck all.
Can you give me some?
I do
So
suck.
I need to get water.
It's too much upstairs. I don't trust my ears.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's very easy to hear.
Go for it.
No, but I've had some history with dragons. I've seen them do the things that they naturally can and do.
What do you mean?
I was performing for a village one time, and a green dragon, actually. You know that this entire thing's gonna be bullshit.
I know. Draco doesn't.
Yeah, Draco doesn't.
Yeah, I know.
And a green dragon came and ate a lot of people who I was very kind of close to at the time.
I see.
There's a lot of emotion put into it.
Traumatic stress and
A
all that.
lot, yeah, and not a like. I'm gonna be honest, and this is gonna sound offensive. Dinraj is pushing it at times with my scaly people comfortability. Not my cup of tea. They're just
I understand.
the way they blink and I don't know everything. I spent a good number. They're not. I don't know. You can't trust reptiles terribly easily.
They're cold-blooded.
Yeah. So, I guess I told you something about me. Tell me something about you, Mr. Draco.
What do you want to know?
I don't know, like any dragons.
Well, I
that
asked a
work?
question,
What was your question?
and you answered it.
I did.
Why
yeah.
don't you like dragons? So ask a question, and I'll answer it.
What is something you're afraid of? I'm assuming Zebulon, but like,
Yes.
which
Being
one of
murdered
them?
by a group of sociopaths would be high on my list currently.
Yeah, sociopaths, not fun. Is there a specific one in which you fear more than the others? Other than Zebulon, maybe.
Other than Zebulon?
Yeah. Like one that you personally... Not that he's the most powerful and gung-ho, but the one who sets you off. Like, maybe he killed children or cannibal? I don't know. Most of them might be cannibals.
I don't think most of them are cannibals. From what I know, watch out for the halfling.
Which one's the halfling?
Is
Is it the halfling I heard about, the bard?
Rorik was his name. Rorik Paddlefoot.
Did he
Known
go
as
by Mooney?
Mooney, yes.
Ah. Yeah, they spread tales about him through taverns.
He is the most, from what I've been told, he is the most disarming of them. He can make you trust him. He can seem friendly. He's a halfling. Do not be fooled. He is deadly.
I'm pretty good with knowing when people secretly want to steal your organs. Or kill you, stab you in the back, hurt you real bad. I've dealt with those people. So you're saying watch out for halflings in general. Or
And-
people who look like they're on stilts.
And one of the rapscallions I know is able to change his shape. So
he could be one of us. That's what you're saying.
theoretically,
He could be Thatch. That would explain a lot.
I doubt that a shapeshifter would make himself. Oh my gosh. If I were a shapeshifter and I wanted to draw attention away from myself, I would draw as much attention to myself as possible.
Yeah.
But from what I understand about shapeshifting,
Yeah, because no one would
you
have
can't grow or shrink with shapeshifting. And Thatch is huge. This fellow is I think his name's Roran or something. He's a human. He's normal sized.
Okay.
I don't think that he would. I don't think he could be 7'1".
Okay. I have one final question before we get out of here.
Yes.
Or I let you take your bath. Are you taking a bath?
I'm just
Is this a bathhouse?
soaking in the sun.
Is this the bathhouse, though? Hold on.
No, it's not. It's like a tropical kind of like floral area. It's more like a garden.
Yeah, being from my upbringing, is the heat nice, or is it like...
It's humid heat.
Okay. No, but is this like what my species is used to dealing with?
Yeah, you're used to heat. Not as much humidity, but heat, yes.
I'm not much for the humidity in the
Yes.
air, but the heat's a little kind of nice.
Yes,
I'm not one for the cold. Warm-blooded.
as we all are. I hope. Well, except maybe Dayraj.
Yeah, Barrage is... Well, he is. Isn't he one of the fire ones?
I don't know.
much.
I don't remember. Did he
I
shoot
think-
fire?
Did he shoot fire?
I don't remember. He shot something.
I
Might have been
remember...
lightning.
I was very caught off guard, and I remember...
I was
like,
just as
I
caught.
was...
You think you're having a rough time?
Yeah,
You think you're having a rough time right now?
I do indeed.
I'm the one who I don't even have a price on my head, and there are a dozen serial killers trying to kill me.
Yeah, but that... It may or may not
And
be.
as you'll see tomorrow when I show you, there was at least one of them that got into my house. And you will see.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So I am highly concerned. That's why I hired on my help. Well, not why I hired them on. They're quite good. Morris, Bolton, they're two of the best money can buy. But one of them always is standing on guard outside my door. One of them's always at the gate.
Have you
at night.
investigated these two?
Yes. They can
I
be.
mean, they're for hire. You can easily have someone else hire your hired help.
They've been extensively researched. And Bolton, at least, we have family ties. He's not related to me, but our families go back. Morris, he's a particular brand of help that tends to be trusted.
Okay. Okay. I trust him. As far as I can throw him, not very far, not very strong.
That's a good
question.
mentality to have. That's how I've gotten here. Granted, that's how I got to how I was about a month ago.
Yeah. and
Now I'm
you're-
slightly scared.
Now
But
you're where you are because
now I'm where I am because of my own lack of caution.
hubris is what some call it. The ability to kidnap without the
Perhaps.
kidnappee's loved ones murdering you while you sleep.
Perhaps hubris would be a good.
Yeah.
I don't like admitting my faults.
I guess.
So I won't
Hey, I appreciate that.
any more than I have.
Okay, but one final thing. It's not an insult, not a dig.
Yes.
Is there any... Do you have any information on the, I forget what they're called, 2wenty Empire?
The Yuntai?
Yeah, that one.
I know of them. I mean, I know the basics. I went to school. I was taught. I mean, what do you want to know?
Like, if they would have any reaching effects into what we're currently doing.
Well, the Theoben has been seen moving north, or has been spoken of.
Fun. Okay.
You know the Theoben?
Do I know?
Roll a history check for me.
Can I do an advantage, or would I just...
You can take a +5 to it.
History. That is a 20 exactly.
Yeah, Theoben is a group of Yuntai. It's their murder guild, assassins guild.
Gross. I will let you.
But I don't know what they would have to do with us, especially because we're so far north.
I mean, there are a bunch of.
And I'm sure they're dealing more with the war that's going on between the dwarves and the Tritons.
You never know.
You never know, but I highly doubt it.
Hopefully.
You have a particular vendetta against them?
Not a fan of snakes.
I can tell.
Reptiles. Nutmeg.
Cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
I see.
Well, I'll get out of your nicely taken care of hair, and I'll be on my way. And he just turns around and
Good talk.
Walks out. Yeah. Go get him.
All right, kids, come on down.
That was nice.
That was good.
Right?
Still call
Draco's dead.
Ted. I wish you had that power, but you don't. Do you?
Well, theoretically, you could just stab him.
Theoretically.
Theoretically, he's only in the room.
Theoretically, I could kill Zebulon with my mind.
Theoretically, I could
hear
use
barbarian. Theoretically.
You're a barbarian. What mind?
Theoretically.
But yeah, I walk
My
I
mind,
wander
I
on
mean
out
the head. and I
after
slam
having
my
a
head
nice
into it.
conversation with Draco. And I'm in better mood, and I'm like, yeah, that guy's pretty nice.
Ah, shit, he's dazzled.
He sold him a timeshare too.
I'm not.
Timeshares.
Logan's aware of social things, but he is very
He
easily.
tricked him into a timeshare. Now he's paying double what he should be paying.
He's very easily.
He tricked him into buying his own rations and not getting compensated.
His ego is very easily stroked. He did a little bit of that.
What a genius capitalistic move.
And he's going to head on up to his room.
Guys, I
He's going to see if anything's happened with his
Good
friends.
news, I
if
got him
their
to
doors
drop
are
our
open or-
pay. What?
When he passes by, he's going to see if any of your doors are open and if they, or if any, significant noise.
Take it over there.
Yeah.
You bitch.
No one's doors seem to be open.
And I don't, I'm not going to put my ear up to the door, but if I pass by and you hear, and,
Yeah, there's actually fireballs going off in our
I don't
rooms.
know, if people are yelling, I don't know what you do.
Me and Thatcher got into a full-on
Yeah.
brawl.
That is
I'm
not
actually
Glass
just
of potions
sleep
going
walking.
everywhere. It's like, he opens the door, it's like a table flipped. He's like,
I told you to not touch me again!
he's popping the cork, like chucking a vial.
Okay, but yeah, I walk on back into my room and sit down by
There's
myself.
there's a
And
green
walk real quick.
skull that's leaking out of the end of
locked
it,
up.
laughing.
I
It's
lock myself up and I just lay down on my bed and I'm just like,
That's a real enemy.
I don't know, I have nothing to do again, and then it just cuts over to another scene.
Uh-oh. Chris has
What
entered
the
the chat.
hell?
Chris has entered the chat.
What's up, bitches? It's Phil Swift here with Sex Tape.
Sex here.
What a great meme.
Okay, where are we?
Well, you going to bed?
Are we? No, I'm still. Actually, yeah, I'll just go to bed,
Hey, everyone but Thatch and Laszlo.
Jesus, you got down here!
Yes! Very
Remember your phone was done.
I'm taking my phone.
Smoke break. You two have done the most to clean the rooms.
This is my first time getting to stay back, Chris. I'm very excited.
All right. Yeah, Laszlo. As you begin to, you go to bed, and you're awakened suddenly
by what feels like rain pouring down on you, and cold stone under your back. As you open your eyes, you see you're lying on what feels to be a stone ground, and getting up, looking around, you can see a giant beam of light kind of behind you, and looking out, you can see what looks to be a storm brewing off. And you see kind of an edge about 20 feet from where you're lying. Behind you, there's a wall, kind of curves, you know, it goes like this, and you're standing on one end of there's this kind of protrusion, and what looks to be a huge beam of light shooting a little off towards the I guess to the right if you're looking towards the wall, and then looking out the other end there's a drop off, and moving towards it you look to be a couple miles in the air, standing on a colossal lighthouse.
Oh, lighthouse. Okay. What am I wearing? Am I wearing what I went to bed in, or
you're wearing
or am I wearing my usual attire?
You're wearing just a black, loose-fitting kind of robe that falls down. It's nothing you've worn before.
Okay. So am I locked in this area, or can I
You can move around.
Okay.
And looking down, far down to the ground, you can see the ocean beating against the cliffs 1.5 miles, 2 miles down below you.
Okay, so it's I'm okay, alright, I think I understand. Okay.
You're basically on top of a fucking enormous lighthouse.
Do I see any hatches or a door that I could take to go inside?
Roll investigation.
Okay. 12 so that's 16.
Don't seem to be any hatches of any kind.
Do I really want to use spider climb right now? Do I see anything that's really? Where's this? It's a spider, Laszlo. Do for the beam of light, where's that coming from?
Like I said, it's like a lighthouse. So there's a giant opening there, and a powerful light shooting out. It looks to be covered, coming through some sort of glass, opaque material, shooting this light out over the ocean. And as you look out, there's a blast of lightning, and there's a figure hovering in the air.
Do I recognize this figure?
I'll describe him. We'll see if you do. But looking out, you can see he's dark, very dark, and you can actually see his blackness. The blackness of his form is actually stands out with how dark it is against the night stormy sky. And as a blast of lightning shoots, it reveals a very tall figure, about 15 to 20 feet tall, standing in full black plate armor. And you can see he's holding a long spear, almost his own height. He's holding it by the end, holding it out. He's hovering in the air. You can see a red cloak, sort of, what's it say?
Who the heck are you, my evil twin? Stop spamming caps. Warning. That rogue titan.
I don't know. Alright, anyway, keep going. So this long thing, and you can see there's what looks to be a thing of metal kind of behind his head in the shape of what looks to be a black sun, black iron kind of hanging there. And he has a very, regal-looking red cloak, scarlet, that furls out behind him, and then is tattered and frayed just at the end of it.
Not you.
And he's just hovering there, looking at you. You can see just what look to be 2 burning embers.
How far away is he again?
He's about 15 feet off of the edge of the tower.
I'll go over to the edge where he is. Where am I? Who are you?
You know who I am, boy.
Bane?
He looks down at you. Who else would summon you here?
My master. And I bow, or I kneel down. What do you command of me?
I just want to give you a little bit of my own insight that I have. You are going to be faced with a decision very, very shortly. The next couple of weeks. You will have a choice of who to serve, what to follow, what to do. I'm just going to tell you. It would please me no matter which side you pick.
What do you, what advice can you give me for making this decision?
Remember what I'm the god of, boy.
Tyranny.
Remember that.
I will, my master, I will.
I want you to be cautious who you trust, of course. And be cautious how much you trust the people you do.
Should I trust my fellow party members, or what is their intent, do you know?
I can't reveal that. It's not my place. I have bigger, more important matters to attend to. But just keep that in mind. You know what pleases me.
I will, my master, I will.
There is one that is superior, in my mind. But I would leave that decision to you.
Yes, my master, I will do as you command.
Good. Good. There's another flash of lightning, and you shoot up. You're in your bed again. Thatch is sitting in the armchair in front of the fireplace with his hands on the arms staring at you.
What are you doing up that?
And I will say, Thatch, you heard every word that Laszlo spoke.
I told you before, I don't sleep.
You didn't hear the responses, just what Laszlo said.
Did you hear what was going on at all?
Possibly.
Why don't you tell me what you heard?
Everything?
Do you know who I was talking to?
You said so.
I'd like you to say it.
I prefer not to acknowledge the existence of divine beings.
It's Stephen Hawking.
God.
With legs, oh god.
God. What do you want to know from me? What do I need to clarify for you?
Why?
Well, I don't...
Share the god of tyranny. It puts a bit of a damper on our relationship, if I do say so.
Yeah, well, our relationship with the god of tyranny is quite puzzling. When I was a younger researcher at my university, I felt as though I was falling behind with my fellow peers who were excelling and doing quite well. But I felt as though I was lagging behind. Out of nowhere, I started reading books on different gods and beings that could possibly help me in my career of what I do. And the god of tyranny kind of spoke to me. He offered me a deal. He offered power, everything I could ever want to have. But I had to serve him. I was young and a bit foolish and didn't understand the decision I was making. And I allied myself with him. It served me well so far, so I have no complaints.
At least until you have to make your decision.
We will see.
Did he say what it was?
He would not tell me the decision. He just told me it will be coming very soon.
Interesting.
I hope that our conversation can stay between the two of us. The other party members or really anybody doesn't need to know.
3 of us. I lift my hat. And
Of course, Penelope can know too.
I nod. Very well. Good night.
I think I'll go on a stroll. I put on my cloak and I go and start walking around.
Anywhere?
Yeah, after he opens the door, I'm just gonna, wait. After he closes the door, I'm gonna wait a bit, crack the door, take off.
We good?
Not yet. Not quite yet.
Who knocked on the?
It wasn't us.
Someone knocked on the door.
Okay.
Take off my hat, and just go follow me. Penelope, flies off the top of my hat. And
leaving your head, begins to shrink in form until she is nothing more than a moth. He is nothing more than a moth.
yeah. I just kind of.
Ducking under the door.
Oh.
Yeah, don't. Oh, shit. Well, it's okay. We can fix it when they get back in. Technical difficulties. There we go. Perfection. Perfection. That's
Okay.
Alright. So what you doing, Laszlo?
I'm gonna go to the library.
Okay.
And I also I carry my books with me. So
Yep, you got your other two.
Alright, so I just go to the library and I start reading. Which one?
Is all you have your books? Do you have
I have my my rapier and kind of my.
Yeah. Do you have other belongings in the room?
I have my basic stuff, my
Pack?
His pack and his
Okay.
shit that's in the pack.
Thatch begins methodically but carefully rummaging through his things.
Investigation. Alright, Alan, what's Laszlo reading up on?
I think I'm gonna read
What's investigation?
Intelligence.
15.
Brothers and the Twins.
Alright. Yeah, reading up on this one, it's a much more in-depth analysis of the relationship between the twins, Ball and Bane, and the brothers, Tyr and Helm. And this one actually mentions a couple other important players in this sort of conflict between the two duos. And you actually read up, and you see there is another 3 individuals that are sort of players in this game. 2 of which are friends, so to speak, of Tyr and Helm. Them being named Torm and Lathander.
Ah. Lathander, the god of bitch slaps.
Lathander, okay.
That was Eldath,
Oh.
who was actually a goddess. But yeah, Lathander, the god of renewal.
Lathander was my god, though.
And Torm, the god of honor. And on the other side of the coin, the god Myrkul.
Myrkul?
Myrkul. The god of death.
Ooh.
And reading up on it seems to be an ongoing struggle between these 7, kind of vying with the 4 on one side and the 3 on the other. Almost an eternal battle between them.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
That's what you get.
Alright. I kind of just start walking around just because, I'm a bit shaken by what happened and I'm kind of, trying to process it. So I'm just taking a stroll around the whole manor and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. As Logan saw, it looks as though they've managed to remove. Morris is out there with a couple other male household members that you don't, you recognize from dinner, didn't talk to. Seems as though they've been cutting off, parts of the giant, moving it out of the kind of main area of the front of the house. Looks as though it's just it's pretty much just the legs left, and they're working on getting that out of there. Looks to be pretty gross. And then yeah, I mean most of the house seems to be asleep as well.
Yeah,
the
what
other
time
people.
is it about?
Right about keen mind.
Keen mind.
Keen mind. It's about 11:46.
Okay. I'd like to go find Draco.
Roll investigation.
14 plus 3 plus 1. Okay, so what is that? It's 18.
Yep. Making your way around, looking a couple different places. You check the library and the what's it called? Study place before. No one there. Making your way through the Great Hall, through the bottom floor, nobody there. Making your way back into the conservatory, looking around. It's empty.
So he's like probably asleep.
It's late.
Yeah.
He's had a rather emotionally distressing day.
I start to go back to my room and like go back to sleep.
But before he reaches there, Penelope comes darting under the door.
Yep.
I kind of cock my head at the sound of the wings coming. I turn around. She lands on my hand, comes morphs back into a sparrow, hold her up to my ear, put her back in my hat, and put everything back the way I found it, and sit back in the armchair.
Okie dokie. Good deal. Awesome. Okay. Let's see, what time is it? It's about 8 o'clock. Good time for a smoke break. We got Jared, but I think we're going to go on a break once Jared gets the screen up. Hey, Jared!
They're outside.
Yeah, they're
Can you just come down and set up the break screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna go on a break for a bit. Smoke, bathroom break, drink break.
Too much.
Gonna be back not too long.
Hail and well met, stranger. My name is Logan Bannister. I'm certain you've already heard of me, but I'll introduce myself for the hell of it. I wasn't exactly born into a fun, happy-go-lucky place. My mother was killed when I was 9 years old, and after that I was picked up by a group of orcs who took me to a big city. A big city where I just so happened to meet my future bandmates. We called ourselves the Maddening Monarchs, and we played all throughout the region to great acclaim. We even won a trophy. Despite our impressive renown, I was forced to leave the group due to threats from inside individuals. Next thing I knew, I found myself wandering around all of the known continent, meeting people, spreading wonderment, and, well, attending the occasional rave. In my current party, I'm generally the star of the show and the most impressive member of my accomplices. I try to spend most of my time focusing on helping my friends with their weaknesses. And let me tell you, they have quite a few weaknesses. Now, don't be a snake, be a good meat shield, and don't touch the glasses, and I'm sure we'll be peachy. Now, on with the show.
Hello, traveler. I'm Daraj Stormfoot. I was born as an outcast. Being a bronze dragonborn who enjoyed fighting was an oddity. Soon, I found myself sent to live among the red dragonborn clan, where I discovered my love for a good brawl. My trainer and friend, Zarek, told me of the sacred duty of the dragonborn, our task, to guard the multiverse and keep balance in the cosmos. While I grew, an anger built inside me, allowing me to block out pain in a raging battle. Honing the power of the natural spirits around me, I fight with the might of a bear and other creatures whom I saw frequently while living amongst them near my tribal homeland. Soon, I left home and went out into the world, not quite satisfied with the waiting around kind of life at home. Now, I roam around, looking to maintain a certain balance in this world, and this time, I'll have a hand in it. Or a couple fists.
My name is Laszlo Debane. I'm a half-elf warlock sage with reddish-brown hair and reddish eyes. My early years are not important, but until recently I have worked as a researcher at a university, where I gained a rather loyal following. There I focused my research on different dimensions in far-off realms that nobody knows about, except for me. I was a bit reckless and gained a reputation for my dangerous yet promising results. But due to unforeseen and lethal circumstances, I was forced to leave, leading me to my fellow party.
Hello. August Xylendel here, everybody's favorite cool operator. Growing up as a blood elf in a high elven household had its difficulties. I was different from everybody else, didn't need to study like the other children, magic just came naturally to me, and I didn't really get it. Oh, I forgot to mention the fact that I'm also part draconic, and my adoptive family is a bunch of golden dragons. With that revelation, I decided that I needed to learn more about myself, and my family concurred, so they have sent me out to discover my history, as well as perhaps allow me to pick up a few arcane tricks of the trade along the way. With my faithful companion, the golden pseudo-dragon Ari, and my newfound friends at my side, I am ready to take on this world and find out who I really am.
My name is Buford Bonnock III, but my friends call me Thatch if I had any friends. I'm a spores druid who deals in all the icky, sticky fungi things. I'm a woodsman who knows his way around a forest, and if someone tells you that they know a guy, there's a 42% chance that it's me. I have yet to be seen out of my iconic leather suit that covers me from head to toe, and I love feeding fingers to my not-so-normal sparrow Penelope. So grab your own bucket of salted fingers, a vial of murky mystery liquid, and enjoy.
Hey guys, we're back in black.
We hit the start.
So we just had some fun some fun craziness go down over the course of
That
that
none
evening.
of us know about.
Unbeknownst to all of us.
Each of you knows something about what happened.
Little
Chris
do
is
you
the
know,
only one besides Ed.
Chris went AFK. I
Chris
don't
went
think he's
AFK.
here.
No, that was AFK like a while
no
ago.
one in the world knows.
Chris
Unless we
isn't here
brainwash you
anyway.
two.
Chris, give us an F in the chat.
Yeah, that was at 7:40. That was like 15
He'd
minutes
have to
ago.
pay
Yeah,
respects.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Dude, we get back from break, one of us is dead. What?
he'll catch it. So then I said, "Man, where'd that corpse come from?"
Man, why is
That-
why are there?
that was-
Do you know this man?
This man.
Oh, why
Do
is
you
Draco
know
dead
where
3 times?
he is?
So
You
yeah,
know.
Alright, so it's
Where
someone-
he is.
so you
it's
do
the next morning.
Well, that was a good sleep. Totally nothing traumatic happened to me.
So you wake up, Daraj, and you see me sitting on my bed, almost in a trance, like looking up at the ceiling. And then I like kind of snap
You
out of
do
it. I'm
have
like,
some
"Ooh."
eats.
Oh, what?
Oh,
Oh,
things.
it's morning already? Oh, okay.
already.
You make a comment, you're like, you snore,
Look
by
at
the
your-
way.
It's 9:02
I snored.
in the morning.
9:02 in the morning.
9:02.
You
don't know it's
So,
9:02.
So when do you want to go talk to Laszlo?
What the
Well, I
hell?
assume we're gonna have some kind of breakfast feast, and then we can just
Kind of
pre-thing, and then I mean,
Do I
if
have
we can
to
talk to him
leave
on the road, that would be good too.
perfect. All right. I just didn't know the plan. Didn't know how you wanted to approach it.
Oh,
You've
we're
known
gonna
him- you've known him longer than me.
We're gonna approach
it.
It's got the best of me.
head on, like all things.
Head on.
The fact though is that he's only known him for like a day longer than you.
He doesn't
Oh.
know
No,
that,
like
though.
2 days.
Does he know
I'm
that?
pretty sure.
I don't think he would know.
No,
2
I just
days.
know that
I
we
don't
all
think
were
we told him.
around.
Nobody told.
so-
We've
We
been
could've been-
friends for 3 years.
We know each, like,
excellent.
raised
Okay.
together.
We know why Thatch is the way that he is.
We made Thatch the way he is.
Oh.
A dark blood
We
curse.
created this.
He's
and
just
now
a
we and now we have to
gone
live
wrong.
with this monster.
He wears a mask because he's just a bunch of clay stringed together, and
He's
he's
a
a clay
golem.
golem.
Oh,
Fair
okay.
enough.
So I wake up. What is Thatch doing?
I'm sitting in the armchair looking at you.
God damn.
Do it to leave again. Dang it.
Get out of
Why
here.
do you always just stare at me while I sleep?
I don't sleep, but I find your little twitches during the night amusing.
Jeez.
And I can't really stop you, so why don't we
No.
go down for breakfast?
Is that
I
super
don't
good for
eat,
them?
but I will join for
For
the.
socializing, of course.
Yes, I was
Does
going
like
to
a
say
maid tell
that.
us of breakfast, or do we?
Meg.
Do we just have to, like infer that there will be breakfast?
I have a.
Inferred.
Because there was dinner.
I inferred.
Yep.
I was like,
You only get one
Is
free meal.
this good for the microphone?
It sounded good when we listened to the playback. Yeah, as long as you project.
Yeah.
Alright.
I turned it down just in case they like when nobody starts yelling, it's not like bursting in people's ears.
Yeah.
But you're closer to it, so you should be okay. Alden.
Hi.
Ed projects perfectly, so that'll be alright.
I know. I'm perfect.
That's not
tell
not
him.
what I said.
I honestly
Not
think
what
we
I said.
should
That is not what I said,
switch
you
me and
perfect
Alan, because
damn
I'm
it.
pretty loud.
Right, so I'm gonna go
Now
try to
it's
find
very
myself
Maybe
a drink. You want something?
I could eat.
Okay. I didn't say eat, but we can do that too.
I assume that's what drinks are going to be.
I'm
Eating?
gonna. I'm
No,
gonna
with the eating.
Oh yes, of course. It's always good to eat while you drink.
I pop out of
Woo!
bed by
We
myself
got-
in my solitary,
we got
lonely
Did
conversation.
you
room.
say eat when you
I'm
drink?
gonna put my
It's
glasses
like
on
drink
and
when
like
you eat.
boom, and
You
then
drink
I'm.
first and
I don't know.
food separate.
I put my glasses on and
No,
I
Harry.
go and I take off all the locks and I'm like dum
Let's go
dum
over
dum,
there.
sleeping by myself. Boop. And I'm gonna collect anything that I string around, and I'm just gonna step into the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
It's nasty.
Yep.
Do I see? Is anyone else in the hallway at that point?
You see, as you step out, Dayraj and Argus are stepping out of their room as well. Laszlo and Thatch, you know, follow. Laszlo's opening the door. They're walking a little past your room.
Ugh. Hi guys. How was?
Morning, everybody.
Hey.
Morning.
I got to talk to Draco the other day, so that
The other
was.
day?
I
Was
mean,
it 2
yesterday.
days ago?
Nah, I'm bad with. My
Oh.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh.
No, but we talked and he explained to me why he chose us, I guess, and how he totally tricked us into doing this so we didn't quit. So that was fun.
I mean, I probably wouldn't have quit anyway. It's a pretty nice amount of gold.
It's a nice amount of gold.
I mean,
there's an amount of. You have to have a self standard for yourself, and it shouldn't be an amount paid in gold.
Experience has no standard.
I appreciate you, Thatch.
Oh! You can't
He
tell him
blushes
things
under
like
the mask.
I think you're being a little dramatic, Logan. It's not that bad.
What do
We're
we
gonna-
expect from the actor?
I mean,
What did you? Hold on.
To be fair,
That's just not. What is the term? That does not respect that with the downwards glance. What's it from Disenchantment?
Oh.
I will not.
I know what you're talking about.
I won't even. I won't even dignify that with an upward
I don't
glance.
dignify it with a downwards glance.
well, we handled that giant pretty easily.
I mean,
Yeah.
The rest of it
but
doesn't seem too hard.
the giant was, a henchman of the big guy, and I'm imagining he has a lot more of those. Possibly forever. He's a magic user.
How much of a
I
beating
think
did
we
you
should
get?
some more
No,
I didn't
information
get
on
any,
this
but
whole
let's say he
situation
sends
and make our
3
decision based
or-
on that, at least.
Why don't we just
Ones that aren't just slow bumbling idiots.
Question.
There, it's
Maybe ones that
that's a fair
shoot.
fight.
Comment.
No.
Why do you
Yes.
want
No.
that?
Why bother thinking about taking out his henchmen when we just jump the gun and kill the man whose his henchmen hench for him?
Yeah, I mean, that's not
That
right
makes-
grammar, but I get it.
I don't take language advice from you,
Zebulon is a lot
boy.
more.
I literally brought you to your bed
He's
last
not
night.
fun to
I
be
don't
shy
know.
with.
I tell you.
But literally our job is to trifle with him, so how do you think we go about doing that, Laszlo?
Very carefully.
Oh.
He's quite good at what he does, and what he does is kill and obliterate. He was a promising student, but a bit angry at the
Student. He was your. Hold on, Mr. The Bane.
Excuse you?
Mr. The
No, your full name is Laszlo the Bane.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes.
Mr. The Hedgehog, sir, please
So,
sit down.
He was your.
For your interview.
How old did that guy? I thought you said he looked like old and insane.
Decrepit.
No, he was in like maybe his late 20s.
Okay.
He
So
looked
you.
insane. He had hair going out every direction. He was really spindly and.
Okay.
Not the
So you-
spindliest.
We're walking
Crossing
down.
my-
Yeah, we're walking and talking.
Walking and
But
talking.
I like.
Giving him my full attention.
I
I'm still
stood
just
on-
writing
Yep,
in my
got
book.
you.
I stood on
I
next
hope you
to
tripped down the stairs.
Laszlo, and I'm like, so you were the teacher of Mr. Zamboni.
I was one of his teachers.
One of. So, it is possible that you are the root of the evil we are about to fight.
Maybe they
No.
shook him up.
None? None at all.
No,
You seem really morally ambiguous constantly.
that is your opinion.
And
I get results.
that is the thing a morally ambiguous person would say.
He said, as a bard for hire.
That's not morally ambiguous.
It could be.
That's just prostitution.
Yeah.
What? That is
either
morally
roll
ambiguous.
Persuasion or deception, I guess, your choice.
Who?
Him.
Oh.
Laszlo.
What am I doing?
Either persuasion or deception, your choice.
I'll do persuade.
Well, don't say it,
Yeah, don't tell me.
You have to role play it out.
but just tell me what the total is. You can pick which one you're using.
This is so that people don't know if you're lying or telling the truth.
Yeah.
Correct.
Just keep that a secret.
Unless
I'm
you want,
just,
unless you
I'm
want
not
to admit
asking, I'm
that.
just kind of figuring
Yep.
from his tone what he's saying.
22.
I got a 16.
He seems genuine.
Hi, Chris.
Ha!
Chris says he's
Chris is
back.
back. Yeah. Lit. All right. Cool.
But did you know any other thing?
He got
Like,
back a couple minutes ago.
I don't know. Was there like a log of where the students lived that we can go stab him while he sleeps?
I don't think he's a student
That's-
anymore.
he's
No,
not
but he
a
would have been at one point.
But
Meaning
he
if
doesn't
we-
live there anymore.
Why would he live in the dorm at the place he
I'm not
ran
saying
from?
dorm. I'm not saying dorm. We would find his. They wouldn't. Okay. In my mind.
Visiting school
If
of
you
magic
let
does
me
not
explain.
have a directory.
If we do
Let
not
me
have a
explain
home
this.
address
I
log
checked.
of
And schools do
I will
have
have
that
a
now,
copy.
right?
I don't know what
checked.
school you've been to, but I've worked
I
at this university for a long time.
He was at an art school. They
Oh.
must have directories at art school.
I never went to art school, thank you very much.
She went to Bard school.
No,
Oh,
That
that's
is
so
for
much
he
better.
that is
was,
for people who think they need
even
professional,
worse,
like,
he was
learning.
homeschooled.
Ah!
Homeschool.
Well, that's
Screen.
disgusting.
You better be careful. Chris was homeschooled.
And
I mean,
also,
Chris was a
also
long
homeschooled.
skirt?
I mean, I wasn't. Yeah,
Chris
is a
well,
long
you were
skirt.
homeschooled. I was schooled by multiple
Man.
different people over the course of my life. And that's just how it is. You learned at a university, I assume. You learned with the birds. You learned from daddy and mom, I assume. Mom?
Oh.
Did I say
That's
something
tough.
offensive?
No.
You made a face. Okay, and you learned from
I
a
was,
tribe
yes,
of
I was
people.
homeschooled. We had some of the best tutors come into my household to teach me at my home.
I've never had a
Daraj just like puts his pinky up. He's like toot, 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 behind his back.
Yeah, just like, ooh.
I mean, I told you, I learned a lot with orcs, actually.
PTSD is just spicy
So-
deja vu.
yeah.
Interesting.
Orcs.
Oh, you look really sad.
What?
I didn't say that
I'm
in
just
character.
tired. I'm thinking about things.
Just spit
Like
in the orc.
the fear that you're instilling in all of us by just talking about this. Why don't we just go do something?
I think talking about stuff makes a world of difference.
No one else does. Silence speaks louder than words.
So do pictures, apparently.
Silence and listen are spelled with the same letters.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
knowledge
like
drop.
I stole that poster from a school.
Yeah, you did, like everybody else.
Okay, keep going.
Do we not
Thanks
reach
for the
are we-
shutdown.
Are we not
Yeah.
reaching the
Yeah.
breakfast table?
Yeah.
This is a long
Yeah.
conversation.
We're
I'm waiting
John,
till
you
the
just-
conversation's over
The
and we'll get there at an
Academy-
appropriate
The
time.
Academy of Magic has very spacious attics.
He's lying. He's lying.
Did you
Incite him then.
Did you live
He
there for a
can't
spell?
be. Okay, so insight check. That is 17.
Either deception,
Deception or persuasion. Choose. I know which one it is. Your backstory can't be that crazy.
Ooh, that's an 8.
No.
But you can't
Are
read,
you
you
lying?
can't read
Tell the
facial
truth.
expressions
Lying.
though. You can only infer by words.
Are you lying or telling the truth, Dutch?
That has seen the attics. And the Wizarding Academy before.
He just lets it go completely. He's like, I have to let this happen.
I know everything.
It's a curse.
You don't know why, though.
No, I know why. They don't know.
Alright,
I
so...
No, he's actually telling the.
He seems to be telling the
She
truth.
seems to be telling the. Why do you? Hold on. Actually,
Termite problems.
I wanna rewind.
I'm a half-time exterminator.
Thatch, there is something that you have said on multiple occasions that just hit me. Are you a slaver?
It's chaotic.
Answer this with as much gravitas as you wish. Are you a slaver?
I choose no gravitas, and I choose to ignore your belittling words.
No.
As he speeds up his walking pace.
Oh my god.
Logan just
By
like.
the way, that is a yes. He did tell me that he dabbles in slaving.
I dabble. That does not make me a slaver.
No, I'm just saying. You,
But what does
Oh.
he dabble in?
Oh, he
he
really.
dabbles in
Oh,
everything.
so Thatch, you
Dabbles a
sell.
lot.
You
He is a
sell
man of
people,
many
or you
interests.
bought people, it seems. I'm
Seems like
sure. I'm
Lazarus
sure
the same
interested
way.
in your whole bird face can't deny the fact that he really did.
And this helps you how?
No, it's just a thing.
What
I
are you gonna
wanna
do, ban
know.
him
Be
from
in
the
character.
party? No, I'm asking him
Oh.
like
No,
out of
this,
character.
this is
Trust me.
Just something
Trust me.
he wants to know.
Okay.
Could be important to Logan.
Probably not.
I would say.
I would say yeah.
I would say yeah.
I'd say yeah.
Where can I find a
I
drink
turn
around
to
here?
Logan and I look at
I
him
thought
and I
they'd have
say,
room service.
Can I see your teeth?
They are just very nice,
Nope,
white,
nothing.
pristine.
It's like trying to
Vaguely
clap.
familiar, I might say, boy.
As I turn around and start to walk away.
And does
what?
are
Yeah.
the maids and food people like trained by claps? Like if I
No,
start
no,
clapping,
explain,
will they
please.
like come to me?
I choose not to explain.
I just go
I
like,
choose to believe that everything you say is
breakfast.
bullshit.
Are they gonna come?
Breakfast!
Breakfast!
All of us just start clapping.
Breakfast. No, seriously, I was
That's not how this works. You
that
have
was-
to ring the bells,
that was a
but I didn't
serious
see any
question.
bells to ring.
that was a serious question though. Ed.
No, it doesn't seem to be.
Okay. No, there's
Okay,
no.
so okay, well.
It's not like royalty. It's like nobility. It's like this is like a family house.
No,
So
homestead.
it's like they I'm not calling it homestead, but it's like a family house. So it's like these people aren't like it's not like they're slaves or like
I didn't
indentured
say they were
servants.
slaves.
It's
Oh,
like
there's
they're
motivated workers. Is that too much to ask
No,
for in
if they were
this world?
slaves, Thatch would know them.
I would not be cool.
they're not slaves. But yeah, making your way down into the Great Hall area. It seems that Stu and Benji have already set it out. There's food waiting. There looks to be some bacon, some eggs, varying types of bread, some
Wine.
pitchers laid out with. There's no wine laid out.
Ale, breakfast ale.
Yes, there's one pitcher of ale
I'll just point it out.
with the
There's
with a
ale,
little piece
but
of paper written out.
That's about as strong as we're gonna get
that's
for now.
fine.
For our guests, written in paper, like written on a piece of paper under the jug. Common.
Just take it, like look at it, and just crumple it up. Like, sweet. Grab a plate of various foods.
Mm-hmm.
And a mug? Is it a mug?
They're like
Are they
kind of like little
tankards?
cups.
Oh,
I'm gonna-
cups.
Once again, I'm just gonna pile on a bunch of
Not
meat.
glass cups, but like wooden carved cups.
Oh, okay.
From
I'll have one of
under-
those.
Under the table, I'm gonna kind of clink my fingers and make the meat on the bottom of Laszlo's plate rot. Or not
On
Laszlo.
Laszlo's?
Logan's.
Oh.
What did I do to
Not
you?
Laszlo. Logan's.
I
mean, eating it like
as
everyone's
you go
eyes
and get
slowly
the bacon,
turn, we're just like,
it seems as though the bacon and stuff that you put on your plate is a little bit gross.
I turn towards Thatch and I pick up the bacon. And I just drop it in and I eat it. I'm like,
You ate it?
uh-huh. Immune system, I'm assuming, is a little stronger.
You're
than
good.
it's medieval meat system.
Ah.
Haha, the black.
No, yeah.
Story.
The black plague.
No, yeah, Thatch. Thanks for the food assistance. I'd still like to have a conversation.
It tastes a
with you
little
later,
bit
but-
more familiar, actually, when it's not quite as good.
Yeah.
My turn?
Just like
What?
thinking my.
No,
Is mine still good?
I'm still,
I
I'm
quite
just eating my
honestly
food.
know that
I'm
this
eating normally.
place of food would not give me rotten bacon.
Draco moves in. You see him open the door that you guys came down. He moves his way, begins filling up a plate.
Good morning.
Hello.
My lord.
Did everyone sleep all right?
Yeah, we slept
quite
great.
adequately, thank you.
Wonderfully.
I suppose so.
Afterwards, I'm gonna pull a vial out of my bag and I'm just gonna spray in my mouth like.
Yep.
Like a baby in a yurt. Slept like a baby in a yurt.
Last time I
Not good, huh?
Room with me, friend.
That's even worse.
Honestly, questionably, you know everything.
So what's the plan here, Draco? What are we doing this morning?
Well, I'm going to show you the area where she was kept. We haven't touched it at all. I thought
Okay.
we saw where she was staying. I went in for a little bit. It's been several days since she vanished. Five days now, maybe.
So the scent is cold. We can't use that.
It is cold, but we know the general direction.
I know the scene of a struggle very well. I can tell you if there's a struggle.
We made sure to keep from touching it. Get the experts in. We didn't change anything up. We just left it as it is. And one of the horses is missing as well from that night. I assume they took it. Yes.
Can I? No, I'm outside of character.
Oh, yeah.
DM. I am going to inside check if he's moved anything in the room or not.
Sure.
Nice.
That's 20.
Unnatural.
Seems to be truthful. So yes, once you all are done with breakfast, and I'm done with breakfast, I can take you up there. It's on the second floor.
I would like to go now.
Logan eats the rest of his food and just.
He's like getting his first bite of egg. He's like, not yet.
Daraj is
I
like
need-
shyly trying to take more food.
Yeah.
It's like
Logan just keeps eating.
I need to take my
Eating more.
first impressions alone.
I eat pretty quick. I'm eating by handfuls, obviously.
He
I don't
kind
do
of,
so much. That's like
You know, he
that don't work.
shuts back and he says, Bailey! Bailey! And another figure comes out.
It's like questionable.
One of the ones you saw at dinner yesterday. It's a human
No
dude.
dice.
Uh,
Oh, Bailey's a guy.
yeah, Bailey. It's a
You're
guy.
not the only one that has androgynous names. Penelope.
Hey, oh!
It's a human dude. He's wearing kind of like loose-fitting, kind of bit dirty clothes. Kind of like a what's the word I'm thinking? Kind of like a canvas style outfit. And you can see what look to be some tools kind of on a belt. And he comes in. He says, "Yes, Lord." And he says, "Our friend Thatch here is, trying to." Oh boy.
Is it food?
It's food.
Oh,
I like food.
cake. Thank you.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Madre. I think it's cake. Go for it. Bitch, why is it doing it again?
Do I have to go press the button?
Is it offline again?
Yes. Hold on. Let us see. Yes.
Yes, husband.
And make sure no one
I
touches
love the
it.
character. The character.
What kind of